Today is a sultry Tuesday, July 7th, 2020. Happy birthday, Rosemary. Jamaica Station on track 7. Got train 126 coming in from New York headed to Babylon with M9’s. Here we got train 554 for Oyster Bay on track 8 and 126 with M9 for Babylon on track 7. And departing east off of 8 at 310 is train 2772 en route to Patchogue, and laying out the spaghetti and meatballs all over the right-of-way. We're going to spend some time at Kew Gardens on the main line, first station west of the Jamaica Station. You're looking at the station here that was built back in 1910. It replaced several other stations. This is actually part of the Maple Grove cutoff, this 4-track main line through here. The Maple Grove cutoff replaced a line that operated nearby on a right-of-way loaded with grade crossings. There are numerous stations in this area. There was Hopedale is what the station was originally called, built back in the 1870s, and then it became Maple Grove to serve a nearby cemetery. This was all before the right-of-way, the cutoff was built. This station is in a upscale neighborhood, and it serves commuters that ride to New York City, Penn Station. A much more luxurious ride compared to the subway nearby at the Union Turnpike station. And at 4 o'clock, that was a Huntington-bound train passing under the Lefferts Boulevard Bridge, a famous street in this town. This was built back in 1930, and it's odd in that it's strewn with storefronts all the way across the tracks here on both sides. The bridge is supposedly in bad condition. It's been rebuilt back in 1991, and it may be rebuilt again. There's very strong opposition to tearing this down from the local city council members. And here comes train 139 from Babylon at 4:03. actually train 119. He's running west on track number 1. Track layout here from left to right is 4, 2, 1, and 3. And this is 138 to Babylon at 405. One of the plans the city had here was to tear down that structure and build a high-rise apartment building over the right-of-way. This would have been completely covered. Obviously, it didn't happen. For Long Beach at 410. And approaching eastbound at 412 is train 2058 from New York to Ronkonkoma, passing under the position light signals. He was moving pretty fast just west of here past Forest Hills, but he's more often than not, they start to slow down here approaching Jamaica Station. And this is train 1709 from Huntington to New York at 415, 2857 right behind him. Comes 1718 for Huntington. Very long trains, but very sparsely occupied. Social distancing isn't a problem most of the time riding these trains. Here comes 5559 from Hillside to West Side Yard at 418. Well, east of that bridge at the west end of J Interlocking was the site of a disastrous wreck that took place in 1950. One of 2 wrecks. This one here at Kew Gardens, or Richmond Hill actually. A train rear-ended a stopped train there. The front car telescoped over the rear car of the stopped train, killing in excess of 70 people. It was the worst disaster in Long Island Railroad history. 1052 from New York to Massapequa Park at 426. Approaching now at 432 is train 864 on track 4. On track 2 right behind him is 658, not too far away. This train 864 is from New York to Long Beach. 658 is from New York to Port Jefferson. comes 658 on track 2. Slowing down quite a bit. Passing under the apartments west of here is train 2712 en route from Hunters Point Avenue to Montauk. One of the more beautiful neighborhoods in the borough of Queens. In fact, in all of the 5 boroughs, pretty much. And next up at 4:44 is train 861 en route from Long Beach to New York. It's got train 123 up ahead. He's making local stops, so he's taking it easy through here. '69. And he's heading for West Side Yard. .447, that's train 1722 from New York to Huntington. 49, 758 for Hempstead is on 4, and 144 to Babylon is on 2. He's crawling. 144. And the westbound that went by as 144 was going east was 125 from Babylon to New York. And at 4:55 approaching west on number 3 track is train 1713 en route from Huntington to New York. And there's a powerful smell of leather in the air. I recognize that odor. It smells like Brooks Brothers gloves. smell of leather. Beautiful smell. Very elegant. And these are the storefronts lining both sides of Lefferts Boulevard. Right here, you go over the main line, the 4-track main. You would never know that this is an overpass over a busy, wide railroad. And this train at 5:01 is bound for Far Rockaway. One of the rare trains out of Penn Station going to Far Rockaway. And that train goes from New York City to New York City via Nassau County. Now we've switched sides. We're alongside track number 4 now, the eastbound platform. This is really a very beautiful area. In fact, there's a trackside cafe nearby where you can get food and spirits. And right now I'm being spirited by train 660 en route from New York to Port Jefferson. He's moving at a pretty good clip, but he should be slowing down shortly. Westbound for New York, here's 148, New York Babylon at 5:06. Westbound equipment with M9's at 5:09. Well, at 5:11, here comes train 560 from Long Island City to Oyster Bay. Just a block away from the station are some beautiful homes. .23, that was 2740 from New York to Spionk. He leaped ahead of 662 from Hunters Point Avenue to Port Jeff. He should be coming soon. Yeah, we got westbound diesel equipment coming on track number 3. From 662 to Port Jeff. Well, 662 leaves Jamaica several minutes ahead of 2740, so 2740 is going to have to hold at Jamaica until 662 runs around them. A lot of times those two trains play hobnob with each other between just outside the East River tunnels and Jamaica. At 5:32 is train 1726 from New York to Huntington, passing the 1910 built depot here at Kew Gardens. .537, that was train 837 from New York to Long Beach. It's really a muggy day today. Thank God the sun isn't out or I'd pass out. I just walked around the neighborhood and looked at all these nice houses, and even on this cloudy day it was getting to me a little bit. Did I say train 837 to Long Beach? I meant 870. Maybe the humidity really is getting to me.
This station is Kew Gardens. This is the train to Wantagh. The next station is Jamaica.
Wantagh bound M9's at 5:43. Westbound diesel equipment headed for Long Island City with number 423. That was the DM30AC converted unit. 547, this is 2061 from Ronkonkoma to New York. And eastbound on number 2 at 551. Should have an M9 coming on track 4. was 1726 to Huntington. Here's 1256 for Hicksville with M9's. Got a barrage of M9's coming. Soon, train 2070 from New York to Ronkonkoma, the old Ronkonkoma rocket that's been slowed down with the essential schedules that we have now. That will also have M9s. Here comes 2070 for Ronkonkoma with more M9s. He just ran around 156 for Babylon. Right now, with the passing of 156, they're using tracks 4, 2, and 1 for eastbounds. And this is train 1052, bound for Seaford. Should have a Hempstead train not too far behind him, and 664 to Port Jefferson behind that. That's train 1062 to Seaford. Have 766 to Hempstead soon, and 664 to Port Jeff. This is a busy time of the rush hour. Well, at 5:58, here comes 664 on track 1, and 766 on track 4. Coming east on track number 1 is train 1156 for Freeport, and the train coming east on track 4 is 1732 to Huntington as a westbound departs for New York. And we see a father taking his young son out for some train watching. That's about the age I was when I started getting into trains. Babylon bound M9's at 6:16. I think that's an express train that departs New York at 5:59. Seen an awful lot of M9 action today. That was train 160, being specific. That eastbound was 2872 from New York to Far Rockaway at 6:20. Well, it's 6:23, approaching his train 666 from Hunters Point Avenue to Port Jefferson. I find this engineer likes to give me a few toots. Odd place to stop. I don't think he has a scheduled stop here. A lot of people would be doing a lot of jumping and climbing if he did. Maybe he had a restricting signal. Got an eastbound coming behind me as well. Here comes train 564 from New York to Oyster Bay. By at 6:32.